Hey my people, it's HighPriestess CreoleQueen, and welcome to the Witching Hour. Tonight I want to speak a little bit about spiritual maturity, okay? And spiritual maturity is something that, that we all need, but not all of us necessarily strive for, okay? And spiritual maturity is not about it's not about what you know. It's not about the knowledge that you have, okay? Because you can have knowledge, and I find that a lot of people have a lot of knowledge and they have experience with certain things, but they lack spiritual maturity. I mean, because they think very immature, very childish. And so spiritual maturity has nothing to do with what you know. It has nothing to do with your gifts, your talents, your ability. Spiritual maturity has to do with, it has more to do with your character, okay? It has to do with your character. So, people that's, I would say, spiritual babies, spiritually immature people, they have, what you would call character issues. Okay? And what I mean by character issues is that they lack integrity. They lack respect. They lack discipline. They lack wisdom. They lack manners. And they're very young in their gift, but they're not strong enough to handle certain things that they go and dabble in. And so sometimes they make a lot of trouble for themselves, and they make a lot of trouble for other people sometimes. So, that's why I wanted to talk about spiritual maturity, okay? It's important that You don't try to put yourself on a level that you're not ready for. Okay? Everybody think, well, I'm not going to say everybody, but there's so many people that think it's so fascinating to be a witch or be a vampire, be dark, and they get overzealous. They just want to do everything, and they try to make it seem like they're on such a high level spiritually, but spiritually you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't want certain troubles in your life. Okay, so when doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, you got to get ready for the consequences. You shouldn't be messing with demons that you really don't know. You really don't know. I don't know. Just stay in your lane. I mean, there's a time and a season for everything. There's a time and a season for everything. And you want to mess with demons just because you want to get your way in something. But if anything, things are going to turn out very, very bad for you. Because you were being foolish. Okay, you was being unwise. So, and so when you are spiritually mature, you can also recognize spiritual maturity. Okay? You can recognize one who is spiritually mature. Okay? You recognize spiritual authority. Okay? And when you know that someone is a seasoned witch, you don't disrespect them, okay? And you don't try to go toe-to-toe with them, okay? Because they are powerful, and you know that, okay? So don't think that you can just go and do or say things behind their back and they're not going to know what you're doing or what you're saying. That's foolish. That's foolish. So only spiritual babies think like that. They think that nobody has discernment to know what is going on. Okay. Because they themselves don't have discernment. They don't have discernment, so they don't think other people have discernment. But that's the difference between one who is spiritually mature and one who is a spiritual baby. Okay, and I'm not saying it's wrong to be a spiritual baby, because we all have to be a baby at some time. We all are spiritually immature at some point in time. But then over the years, we mature, we grow. Okay, and if someone has been doing this for like over 20, 30 years, and you just getting into it, and you just 3 years fresh, 2-3 years fresh, you don't have a clue. Okay? I'm not saying they all knowing. We're not all knowing. You know, we're not right about everything. But we have more experience. You know, one who is spiritually mature. You know, but it's not, like I said, it's not all about knowledge and experience. It's all about your character as well. People who are immature doing childish shit, you are not spiritually mature. I don't care how much knowledge you have. If you're doing things that, you know, okay, let me hold up for a second. So I'm saying, if one who is spiritually immature does not have the maturity, they don't have the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, or the gifts, you know, or their gifts might be very young, okay? They have some discernment, but they're not seasoned in that gift. Okay, they can't sense certain types of energies and different things like that. That's all things that you have to develop in time. Okay, all of that comes in time. And it takes more than just knowing. Okay? You have to be able to discern. And a lot of you are young in your discernment. And that's why you're like, oh, I never saw that coming, you know. I didn't think they would do that, but well, you didn't think they would do that because you wasn't looking at what you needed to be looking at. You didn't have discernment. And also, you just don't have the discipline. Okay, you haven't even been in it long. This is just something that you just getting into just a few years ago, you know. So, you have to put in the time, the energy, the research, and everything that's necessary to develop your craft. Okay? You have to invest time in developing your gifts. Not only that, but it's going to take some years for you to get at the level that some of us is on. It'll take years and years. Okay. You don't just, that's not something that you just know about overnight and do overnight. You know, it don't happen like that. So, spiritual maturity develops with time and patience, and you know, just because you go and you pay money to get initiated, that does not make you spiritually mature. You know, titles don't make us spiritually mature. It's all inner work that must be done. You know, there are lessons, there's tests, There's obstacles that you must gain wisdom from, and you have to overcome. It's not, you know, sometimes you have to do work within, because it's the inner work. It's the inner work, and based on the inner work that you do, it will make manifesting your desires so much, you know, so much more powerful, you know. Don't think that you could just do a spell and things is just going to fall into place. When you know who you are and you're spiritually mature, there's certain decisions that you can make for your life that, you know, it's more logical. It's the best thing for you. And you won't have to be wasting your time on doing spells that you don't need. All you needed was a little spiritual maturity, instead of thinking that a spell was going to do everything that you wanted, when you could have just did it yourself. You could have just did what you had to do within. Okay? And also, spiritual maturity, it comes by much spiritual and conscious reflection. Okay? Years of spiritual reflection, years of conscious reflection. Thinking about, you know, thinking about your life. Making things happen for you. You know, first, take care of your own shit. Make things happen for yourself. And then you can make it happen for others. But if you haven't manifested anything for you, how will you manifest anything for anybody else? How can you help other people if you can't first help yourself? So, spiritual reflection, conscious reflection, that's what you need to know what is, you know, the best thing for you. The best conscious decision for yourself. It's not always in, you know, being love and light all the time, or doing what is unselfish or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's about making conscious choices for yourself, even if that conscious choice might seem like a bad decision, or you might feel like you losing out or something like that. Sometimes we have to take a conscious walk in the dark to face our fears in order to explore it and to see what is hidden in the shadows. Sometimes we have to take that road, even if we know it's going to cause us pain, it's going to cause us some kind of hurt, but sometimes we can't see unless we experience. Okay, that is spiritual maturity. Okay, you being afraid of being in the dark, you being afraid of being sad and lonely, and you're trying to avoid pain, that is why you're a spiritual baby. But spiritually mature people face it. They face the fear. They face it. They go through it. They go through the dark. They take a walk through the shadows. They take a walk in that dark forest that I told you about in one of my videos before. Okay? But they do that because we don't know. We might come out to find a treasure. You might come out with a dark blessing. Okay? So what is righteous or what is good, you know, really is being conscious of what is best for you. Okay? You know what you need. You know what is best for you. Okay? But see, after taking a walk in the dark, you become more conscious of the things that you don't need in your life. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. And see, that is what makes you spiritually mature. Okay? So it's not about how much you know and how much you commune with your spirits. Okay? It's not about that. Yes, having a relationship with your spirits is very important. Being devoted, being spiritual, that's important. But it's not what makes you spiritually mature. Okay? Because when you are spiritually immature, you can't even really hear what the spirits is saying anyway. You are dull of hearing. You could hear sometimes, but most of the time that is you. It's all you. That's all you. Nobody told you to do nothing. That was all you. Okay? And that's why you need to pay attention to one who is seasoned. A seasoned witch. Somebody who is spiritually in tune. Spiritually, you know, and they've been doing this for a while. Years and years. Okay? How can the blind lead the blind? You've been in it for 3 years. The friend that you've been following been in it for 4 years. I mean, but both of y'all don't know much. Neither one of y'all know. Okay? And like I said, everybody doesn't know everything. We are all students. You know, we're all students. But you still need to be able to recognize one who is seasoned. You know, they have the knowledge. They have the experience. They have integrity. They have, they're empowered, you know, an empowered individual. It's all about, you know, okay, so if their words give you life and it helps to take your life to the next level, you know, if it helps you to be the kind of individual or the kind of witch practitioner or whatever you want to call yourself, if it makes you that, if you want to be that type of person, you know, and they help you to become that type of individual, you know, they help you to be who you feel that you should be or that who you want to be, I would say learn from them, you know. But if all you see is fuckery meaning hatred, jealousy, envy, just hate, just pure hate for people. And I'm not talking about them just trying to get justice or anything like that. I'm talking about they showing bitterness, unhappiness. They just sad individuals just attacking people. You know that is some bullshit. That person is not spiritually mature, and you have no business even watching that person because it is just straight foolishness. And if you watch something, if you watch somebody long enough, you will start to become like them. If you watch them, listen to them long enough, you can and you will. So if that's not the type of person that you want to be, you don't watch those types of people. Okay. So spiritually mature people are usually people who are very wise and happy. They're happy. They're content because, you know, they know and they understand that there's enough for everybody. There's enough for everybody in the world. Everybody who is any spiritually mature person would know that. You know, they're usually people who are very you know, they think positive, they think more positive, and they believe in themselves, so they believe in other people. That is successful people. Okay, that's the difference between success and living in a life of lack. Okay, but and that's the vibration you want to have when you want to manifest anything for your life. You know, you want to think positive, you want to be positive. You know, there's sometimes when you have to be negative. There's sometimes where we got to go dark. But it's on a high vibration. It's not a low vibration at all. But there are low vibrational beings, and these low vibrational beings are also they're not spiritually mature. They're just, you know, they're negative. They doubt. They don't have faith. You know, and that's a sign of spiritual immaturity. When you're always doubting, because if you're doubting, then how can you manifest anything? I could be doing curses and I'm fucking somebody up spiritually, and I'm thinking this shit is going to work. This shit is working right now. I'm fucking them up, and that's positive. And that's faith. Okay, you get me. You know what I'm saying. Okay. But you know, there's enough for everybody. There's enough love, there's enough joy, there's enough money, there's enough happiness for everyone. Okay? But all a spiritually immature person, a spiritual baby, all they see is lack of resources. You know, and they fight other people because there is this war, this battle that's going on within them, where they feel like they can't get enough, they don't have enough, so they fight against the people who do have it. You know, because they feel like that has been taken from them in some way. So they fight for resources, you know. But they can have it the same way others have it if they would just change how they do things and change their way of thinking. But sometimes people are set in their ways and they don't want to change. They don't want to change their mindset. And that's why they don't grow. That's why you can be grown. You can be like 40-something years old, 50 years old, and still doing childish things. You haven't grown, my love. You have not grown. You still a baby. Because if you were spiritually mature, you would do things differently. You wouldn't still be having the same problems. Spiritually mature people don't have the same problems. They have a problem, they solve it, and they get on with it. They get on with life. But one who is spiritually immature is constantly going through the same problems over and over, year after year. Nothing grows, nothing changes, everything stays the same. There's no growth. And it's time to grow up. You know, if you are spiritually mature, you know, spiritually mature people, they want others to also grow spiritually. You know, they want you to succeed. They want you to win too. They want to join with you. They're on your side. People who are spiritually mature, you know, they want to see others succeed. Like I said, they're happy when they see other people succeeding. That's magical. But spiritually mature people, you know, they don't tear down and disrespect anybody. Because they would never tear down themselves. They uplift themselves, they empower themselves, they build themselves up. That is what a powerful individual does. And so they you know, they want other people to be that way as well. So they would never try to take away anyone's power or their freedom or anything like that. Now, they will retaliate when provoked. Of course they will. That's being spiritually mature, is knowing when to retaliate, knowing when to protect yourself, know when to send attacks as well. You know, that's what spiritual maturity is. But some people is not spiritually mature and they go and do these things. They provoke other people, and that's not wise, and that's not spiritually mature. We have wisdom when we're spiritually mature. We don't just go around fucking with people, provoking people. That would be foolish. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Okay? It's a spiritual principle. It really is. So, because we are not all knowing, and we can continue to learn and grow, and we cannot assume that just because one is spiritually mature, that, you know, they're not capable of becoming confused or making mistakes or going through trials, going through their, you know, their own problems of, you know, of their own. You know, we all have problems, all of us. None of us have it all together. I don't care how happy they make it seem. No matter how happy we seem, we are all going through something. We are all experiencing, you know, life. And sometimes we deal with a lot of bullshit in our day-to-day lives. Okay, we got our own problems. But our problems, you know, it's all about how you handle the problem. It's what you're doing about the problem that makes you spiritually mature. Okay? Because sometimes even all the knowledge and all the wisdom that you have, you still may not be spiritually mature because you're reacting or being childish about the way you're handling certain things. Okay? You know, because we're gods, but we're also human. You know, we're human. No one is exempt from experiencing human emotion and human weakness. Okay? No one is exempt from experiencing sadness and pain in this life. No one is exempt. So we all have to deal with, you know, a lot of bullshit, you know. We all have things that piss us off, make us angry. We all have that. So, you know, I don't like it when people be like, you know, they hear me cuss somebody out or something like that. They're like, oh, you know, well, a queen, you know, doesn't respond and doesn't act like that. Bull fucking shit. Yes, I am a woman. I have emotions. I have a badass attitude. That doesn't make me spiritually immature just because I go off on you. Because I'm going to go off. I'm going to express myself when I am pissed off. When I'm pissed off, oh yes, you're going to see me act an ass. You're going to see me cut up because, you know, I'm a woman. I'm human. I have feelings. And I also believe that I have a right to express myself any damn way I feel. Any way that I choose. Okay? And just because I express anger, that does not make me weak. Hell no, that don't make me weak. That makes me strong. Strong enough to express myself when I feel that I want to express myself. Okay? And I can express myself in any damn way I choose to. Because, you know, I'm human. You know, I always run across a lot of men that feel that way. They can't handle a woman that expresses herself, a woman that's emotional, a woman that's, you know, speaks her mind. And sometimes might need to tell your ass off. A lot of men can't handle that in a woman. But expressing myself makes me feel empowered. It does. I feel empowered when I can express myself. And just because I'm angry or hurt, sad, you know, that doesn't make me anyone less or anything less. I'm empowered. I feel empowered. I feel like I have a voice. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. So like I said, nobody is exempt for experiencing human emotion, human weakness. We all bleed the same. We all get sad. We all have grief. We all have some bullshit that we got to deal with. So one who is spiritually mature understands this, you know. And they won't lord knowledge over you or belittle you. You know? And a spiritually mature person won't abuse their authority, you know. That's why I said, you know, a lot of people, they always come to me and ask me if I'm teaching, you know, and I tell them, yes, I teach all the time, and I'm teaching. I choose to use YouTube as my teaching platform at this time. I'm not taking a group in or, you know, opening my coven to outsiders, because there are a lot of people that lack in spiritual maturity, and they cannot recognize spiritual authority or how to deal with spiritual authority. There are a lot of people that try to come over and take over covens because they haven't dealt with their immaturity of wanting to always be in control. Okay, you're not going to come around me and control shit. But that's why I stopped bringing certain people close to me. I just don't do that. I might do it in the future, but I don't know. Because I want people who understands what it is to be spiritually mature, or not, okay, you have to be at a level of spiritual maturity in order to deal with me. In order for you to be my friend, be close to me, you would have to be at a level of spiritual maturity. I don't let everybody come around me. Okay? If you're needy and you always need somebody to tell you this and tell you that, and you need somebody to guide you and walk you every step of the way and call you, you know, very often and things like that, that's not me. You're not ready for me. You're not ready for me if you need that type of guidance. Okay, my guidance is pretty strict. I'm a deep person, and that's just how I am. I basically I will guide you, but I won't tell you anything to do. I will let you find out a lot of things on your own. But if I require you to do something, I'm expecting you to do it. Because in most cases, you don't know, but I know better. Okay, so you can't just go on doing what you want to do. Okay, I'm not saying that I want to control your life, because, you know, a lot of people rebel against that. You know, I wouldn't want to control someone's life, but at the same time, when it comes to spiritual matters, and you want to do something, and I'm saying, no, that is not what we're going to do right now. This is what needs to be done. You know, I'm expecting for you to listen to what I'm saying. Okay? You could take spiritual baths as many times as you want to take them. You can take them 3 times a day if you want to. Every day, 7 days, 14 days, whatever. You can take as many spiritual baths, and it will not make you any more spiritual or any more spiritually mature. Okay? So what a lot of you need is not a spell. What you need is spiritual maturity. Okay? You keep getting the same spells over and over and over again, thinking that something is going to happen because you went to some some reader, some psychic advisor told you that this person was meant to be. This is your man, this is your woman. And so you don't give up and you keep on doing this spell over and over. You keep on working this person. It's not going to never happen. It's not going to never happen because it's not meant for you. It's not meant to be. You thought it was meant to be. Yeah, they told you that it was meant to be, but it's not. It was a lie. They just wanted to get your money. Now, realizing this is spiritual maturity. Bam. You don't even have to worry about wasting another dime on that spell. You chose to spend that much money. You wanted to get the work done, so you spent the money. But if you would have just listened to your own intuition, or if you would have just listened to somebody that was spiritually mature, that saw what was going on and said, look, this person is not for you. If you would have just listened, you would not be in this situation. So don't get mad at me or any other spiritual worker that you have went to and you still didn't get what you wanted. So you get mad and then you want to try to discredit everybody and say that somebody was a fraud and somebody is a fake, when it's you. You didn't make the right decision. You didn't make the right choices. You hindered the work. You hindered your own work. That's all I'm saying. So that's the end of this lesson. I hope it helped somebody. I hope it I was able to give some kind of clarity on sometimes, it's just not, the magic is in you. The magic is within you. You are magical. You are a magical person, okay? And you can't just think that a spell is going to solve all of your problems. Yes, spells do work. Magic does work, but you have to also have some wisdom. Okay, you got to know when it's time for you to grow, or should you keep on trying to manifest something. I mean, it's like beating a dead horse. When something is not meant for you, and you constantly trying to get this, but you're just not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not manifesting because it's not for your life. It won't happen. It can happen in a different way. It can happen with someone else, but it just might not be with that individual. Okay? Or sometimes you just have to learn a lesson. You can't get out of it. There's no way that you can get out of it. You did the crime, you're going to have to do the time. Okay? Sometimes you're not going to get out of it. There's no quick fixes. There's no quick microwave fixes to life's complicated problems. And I tell y'all that all the time. I really do. I hope you're listening. I hope you realize that I am telling the truth. So, let's grow. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on my Facebook business page, or you can email me at HighPriestess_504 @yahoo.com. Thank you for watching, and dark blessings.